Reductions in supply chain barriers have a larger effect on economic growth and competitiveness than removing tariffs. OECD analysis shows that a 1% cost reduction would increase world income by $40 billion US. Improving only border administration and transport infrastructure would lead to an increase of almost 5% in global GDP, 6 times more than would result from complete worldwide tariff elimination. The comparative efficiency of a country's logistics chain has a vital importance in attracting investment and enhancing industrial competitiveness. A multidimensional assessment of logistics performance, the LPI of World Bank, is an international benchmarking tool. It focuses specifically on measuring the trade and transport friendliness of countries. The LPI summarizes trade and transport performance over 6 different dimensions, which capture the most important aspects of logistics environment. The LPI is used by traders to identify challenges and opportunities related to a country's transport infrastructure, logistics performance, and availability of tools and resources for efficient management of supply chains. In this context, the LPI is seen as a major indicator of a country's business environment and a good criterion for selecting new sites of operation. Exports potentially benefit from LPI score improvements at least as much as imports. For every 10% increase in the LPI of a typical exporter, bilateral exports increase by almost 70%. Similarly, every 10% increase in the LPI is expected to increase imports by 54%. Regarding its impact on LPI in determining priorities in trade and transport facilitation, we use the LPI and look behind it to identify the hidden factors that have a critical impact on sector competitiveness and to understand necessary actions to support industry in bottleneck areas. We conducted a policy impact analysis for national freight transport and logistics performance on the basis of 6 LPI dimensions and analyzed how implemented policy acts change trade and transport performance on national and industrial level. We conducted a synthesis of desk research and qualitative assessments over a case study for Turkey. Turkey is a good case for such an analysis. It's an upper middle income country with large population and a diversified economy. It is an important logistics center in Europe due to high values of trade with regional partners. Over the past 10 years, the total volume of Turkish foreign trade has increased nearly 5 times, exceeding 300 billion per year. Turkey's LPI ranking is currently the 3rd highest in the upper middle income countries after Malaysia and China. Turkey also ranks ahead of 13 EU countries, including Greece, Poland, and Bulgaria. If Turkey's logistics services were on par with Malaysia's, which is the top performer in upper middle income countries, its imports would increase by 14% on average, and its exports would increase by 18%. Reaching the Germany's LPI score, which is a top performer, only in tracking and tracing could potentially increase exports by 52%. The impact of achieving Germany's score on quality of logistics services would potentially result in 55% higher exports. The increase in Turkey's overall LPI score between 2010 and 2012 was largely driven by improvements in indicators such as customs, infrastructure, and tracking and tracing capability. The absolute scores of timeliness and ease of arranging shipments have declined over the last 2 years. Our project covers the detailed analysis of drivers of each subcomponent. Here, we present only a couple of examples. For complete results, interested audience may refer to the project report, which can be provided from the ITF website. The efficiency of customs and border management clearance is one of Turkey's 2 lagging LPI components in 2014, yet the country has progressed fastest in this dimension since 2010. One of the quantitative indicators of customs performance is the border clearance times. Even though average border clearance times haven't changed much over the last 10 years, the variability of clearance times has decreased significantly. More specifically, export time variability has decreased by almost 40% between 2010 and 2012 as a result of simplification and automation of customs procedures, which increased productivity due to improved IT capability. The total investment for modernization of border gates exceeds $200 million US. Turkey's LPI score in the quality of trade and transport infrastructure has also significantly improved since 2007. Mason road investment plays a crucial role in increasing Turkey's infrastructure performance. The percentage of road investment in GDP has almost doubled in the last 5 years. International freight forwarders are the direct assessors of logistics performance in the LPI methodology, and since they constitute almost 60% of the road freight industry, the improvement in the road infrastructure is likely to be reflected directly in the LPI. On the other hand, Turkey's heavily road-dominated transport system brings various drawbacks. High energy costs represent one of the greatest obstacles for road transport and trade network. Diesel fuel accounts for over 60% of total freight costs. Additionally, Turkey's current track record in supporting modal equality is below good. More than 90% of semi-trailers are not craneable and cannot be loaded onto standard intermodal trains. Turkey's performance on timeliness of shipment in reaching destination is relatively low in comparison with the score of regional competitors. The score has experienced a significant decrease since 2010. The need to reroute shipments due to the political instability and war in neighboring countries has been one of the major reasons for delays in delivery times. The current practice of road transport quota allocations results in Turkish trucks using suboptimal routes, some of which are limited by capacity restrictions. This results in increased delivery times and shipment costs. In order to transit through Austrian territory, Turkish trucks must use the two rolling highways originating in Slovenia and Italy. In 2012, 90% of the trucks carried on Slovenia-Italy rolling highways were registered in Turkey. Due to the capacity constraints in these corridors, transporters often experience long waiting times during peak hours. Based on similar analysis on other components, we identified drivers of the logistics performance in Turkey. Some important ones are listed here. Variability of clearance times is one of the main factors of efficiency of the customs and border clearance. Investment in the main transport modes plays a crucial role in increasing infrastructure performance in the LPI. But on the other hand, Turkey's heavily road-dominated transport system results in cost inefficiency. Another infrastructure obstacle is the underdeveloped hinterland transport facilities and connections between international ports and manufacturing sites. Turkey's logistics performance is primarily bolstered by the development of the private sector. Chambers of commerce and industry associations also take active roles in development of the sector and improvement of service quality. And finally, external factors and political risks increase the shipment costs and decrease on-time performance. Political instability and war in neighboring countries has been one of the major reasons for delays in delivery times. As a result, we identified a set of policies which can be helpful for improving logistics performance. Variability is an important factor in customs performance. It can be reduced by simplification and automation of customs procedures, efficient risk management, and optimal use of information and communications technology, effective partnership with the private sector, and increased cooperation and transparency. Related to the infrastructure management, there are other strategies that may be less costly and more efficient than capacity extension. Among these are flexible transport systems, better resource allocation, and higher utilization of existing infrastructure. Still, a high-quality transport infrastructure is ensured by intermodal transport systems, including good access to roads, terminals, and seaport channels. Cost savings and quality improvements in intermodal connections and handling are therefore vital instruments for enhancing the competitiveness of intermodal transport. A successful and powerful private sector is the leading factor in providing high-quality logistics services. There exist numerous government actions to support the private sector to develop logistics competencies. But for its success, it is necessary that the public and private sector to work together, sharing data and information. This will improve network visibility and in turn will facilitate the development of proactive and effective solutions.